Hello traders, Footy Trader here from myfootballtrading.com and happy Friday to all of you. It's 9th of February and we are gathering here together to have a look at what's ahead of us. We have lots of games this Saturday and this Sunday. So we have to take a look and we have to see whether there's anything special. This is what we do on these in these videos. We check the odds, we check the markets, and wherever we disagree with the market, we add it to the watch list, and then we trade in play just to benefit from the market movements and secure some profits. So this is what I call the watch list strategy, and let's get into it. By the way, I was receiving some comments that the screen that I'm sharing is a little bit grayed out, is a little bit gray. I have found one setting which I think has improved the visibility. At least for me, it is now more bright. So let me know if it helped. If not, then I will try to find another setting or do something else before I record the next video. Okay, but with that, we will have a look at the watch list from last week. It was a relatively big watch list. 12 games in total, one no trade in the end, and you know that Sunday did not deliver at all. Sunday, where we had big games, and the loss would have been even higher, but Atletico Madrid made it 1-1 very, very late in the game, so that was a profit. But then Manchester United defeated West Ham, Arsenal defeated Liverpool, Inter defeated Juventus. Juventus was doing very well in the second half, but in the end it was 1-0. Lyon also defeated Marseille 1-0. So there you go. That was a loss, and we'll see what this weekend brings. So let's start, of course, with my favorite, Premier League. And even though I don't do this in the video, not to make them significantly longer, remember that you should always, every week before you start going through the games and building your watch list, review the categories. This is what I do. And again, you don't need to agree with me. You can have the teams in different categories, but whatever you have defined, stick to it. Because and see whether that brings you profits. So with that, I'm scrolling down to the weekend's games. We will have at least a couple of interesting games, I'm hoping. Okay, so the odds I have just in front of me, so let's give it a start. Manchester City against Everton. I'm starting it from the middle, but this is the order in which the games will be played. So Manchester City, Everton, Haaland is back, City playing at home. You can't really expect anything else than 1.2 and 13.42 for Everton. So that's an immediate no for me. Won't disagree, really. There's a huge difference in quality between Manchester City and Everton, especially when Manchester City plays at home. But the second one is not that clear. But Fulham, Bournemouth, now I have them in category 6, so I'm expecting the market to be even. However, Fulham will have a slight advantage because they are playing at home. And it's exactly what the market is telling us. We have 2.4 for Fulham and 2.88 for Bournemouth. So you can easily see that the market is telling us those teams are equal, but Fulham is playing at home. I'm giving them this, I'm saying that they are 0.2 times better because of that home advantage. Other than that, those teams are equal. So I do agree with that. Liverpool, a machine Liverpool, facing Burnley. But yeah, that machine was stopped, and unfortunately for my trade, they were stopped last week by Arsenal. I think it was 3-1 in the end. We have 1.16 and 15.59. You can argue that, Burnley is category 7, Everton category 6. So Manchester City odds. No, actually, it's fine. Yeah, sorry. What am I saying? Liverpool, Manchester City, same category, but Burnley is category 7, Everton is category 6. So obviously, the chance of beating Burnley is higher than beating Everton. This is exactly what we have here. 86% for Liverpool to win and 83% for Manchester City to win. Perfect. I mean, for now, up until now, it's like, nothing to disagree with. Absolutely nothing. Everything as I would see things. Now, Luton, Sheffield United, I wouldn't touch this game. Really, 2 category 7 teams really struggling. If we look at the table, we can see that, Sheffield is 20th. Luton is 17th, just above the relegation zone. I would expect the odds to be similar to Fulham against Bournemouth. They are not. The market is saying 1.77 and 4.58, but I'm not gonna touch this game because those are just poorly performing teams, and I don't tend to invest money in such teams. Luton is better in the sense that they've gathered 20 points, Sheffield only 10. So I can understand why the market is favoring them, but it's not a game to add to my watch list. So moving on, Tottenham against Brighton. We have number 3 against number 4 and number 3 playing at home. So again, I would expect like 220 for Team A if they are facing each other, and there's a 1 category difference. I mean, the difference between category 3 and category 4. But Tottenham playing at home, the market is saying 182 and 3.83. Tottenham twice as good as Brighton. Is it worth laying Tottenham? I mean, Tottenham at home, 8 wins in 11 games, pretty solid. 4 wins in a row. Brighton at home, very poor. No wins in last 5 away games. So that's I can't disagree with this evaluation, really. So 5 games and nothing, absolutely nothing. Let's move on. Wolves against Brentford. So it's like Tottenham against Brighton. Wolves category 5, Brentford category 6. But there is a difference because there are different categories. The teams are performing worse, than Tottenham and Brighton, and there is that level of unexpectancy involved. And Wolves, instead of being 1.82, they are 2.11, and 3.38. Also here in Tottenham Brighton, we had this factor of Brighton can't really, really struggling in away games, which is not the case, or is it? Here, let me quickly check. Now, if you look at Brentford away games, they are struggling. 5 losses in 5 games away. Wolves at home, however, 5 wins in 11. So, they lost to Manchester United in that crazy game recently at home, 4-3. Yeah, so going against Wolves? No, not in this case. So that's again a no. Moving on, Nottingham against Newcastle. And here we will stop for a second, because here we have number 6 playing at home with number 4. So what would you expect? Okay, we had category 6 facing number 5 at home, but we have number 4 and away. It's funny, because I'll show you what the odds are. The odds are 3.30 for Nottingham and 2.13 for Newcastle. So the market is saying that category 5 team facing category 6 at home is the same that category 6 at home facing category 4, which that I don't necessarily agree with. Also, if Newcastle, the problem with Newcastle really, and maybe that's the reason, is that they won only 2 games in 11, if you look at away games. But very recently they demolished Aston Villa 3-1. And Aston Villa at home, Jesus, they are machines. That was their first defeat at home. So if not for that last game, you would say that Newcastle is very poor away, but they're not, and definitely not since last game. So there is a chance. The market is not convinced. So let's look at Nottingham Forest. Nottingham Forest at home, 3 wins in 11 and 4 losses in last 5. They defeated Manchester United 2-1, however, but they lost to Everton at home. They lost to Tottenham at home, they lost to Bournemouth at home, and very recently they lost to Arsenal. So Newcastle, they had that crazy 4-4 game against Luton. So Newcastle is the team that you cannot expect anything from, because they have 10 wins, 10 losses in 23 games. So they can beat anyone, they can defeat anyone. But with that in mind, Nottingham 21 points, Newcastle 33. Are these 2.13 good odds? If they go up, if they're like 230, then I would take them. So I will add this one to the watch list, but not saying that I will definitely back them. It depends on what happens with the odds, and also depends on the starting lineup, obviously. But if this go up, then I think this will become a good opportunity to invest in Newcastle. They can deliver, they don't need to, but it would be a good investment for me, actually, if the odds go up. We'll see what will happen. I will mark it as a yes. Moving on, we are moving to Sunday, and what's happening on Sunday? Only the great games. West Ham against Arsenal. Number 4, number 2. There are 2 categories difference, and despite Arsenal playing away, they are 155. And West Ham, they did not really convince me in that last game with Manchester United. They lost 3-0. Obviously, Arsenal is a way better team than Manchester United at the moment. So, 64% chance of winning. I think that's fair. 2 categories difference. It is an away game, which probably won't bother Arsenal that much. They they defeated Nottingham in that last away game. West Ham at home, did not defeat Bournemouth, did not defeat Brighton. They had some draws. I think it's a good price for Arsenal. I think they're just much stronger. Aston Villa against Manchester United, and this one is very interesting because number 3, number 4, in terms of the categories, it seems okay that 2.17. Yeah, if you compare with Tottenham against Brighton, Tottenham was 182, but there was reasons that Brighton is very poor away. Manchester United is not. 5 wins in 11. Aston Villa machines at home, 9 wins in 11, but they lost unexpectedly to Newcastle. Aston Villa in total 46 points, Manchester United 38. It will be a good game, but I don't think I will get involved. It's, these just reflect the categories pretty well. Yeah, so that's a no. So backing Manchester United would be an option if in your world Aston Villa is equal to Manchester United. They are not equal in my world. And by the way, Manchester United has a negative goal difference. It's funny. They have -1. They scored 31 goals and conceded 32. Aston Villa is +19. So there you go. That's a difference that I'm talking about. And Chelsea against Crystal Palace. Again, number 5, number 6. We have 4.2 and 1.84 for Chelsea. Which is funny because, again, if we compare the Wolves at home 2.11 and Chelsea away at 1.84, you would think that there is a value to lay Chelsea. Crystal Palace at home, 3 wins in 11, but Chelsea only 1 win away, and just by a bit with Luton. They won 3-2. Other than that, they lost 4 out of 5 games away. So so maybe, and again, I'm going through this for the first time, so I'm thinking loud as I go through. Maybe 184 is a good option in the end. Crystal Palace just winning and losing. By the way, Chelsea won with them in around 19. It was just after Christmas. They won 2-1, Chelsea, but they scored that winning goal in 89th minute from a penalty. It was a pretty even game, really. So it is interesting, really. Crystal Palace at home. Let me check this again. So when you look at home, they've stopped Brighton 1-1 recently. They've defeated Brentford 3-1, and they've defeated Sheffield United 3-2. So not very strong teams. Chelsea, they were demolished by Liverpool. They won with Luton, but then they lost with Wolves. They lost with Everton. They lost with Manchester United. I'm not gonna get involved in this one, no. So the only one is this one, Newcastle. We'll see, because as I said, there is a chance to invest, potentially. Okay, moving on. I've realized that I've talked a little bit too much about the Premier League, so maybe we can now speed things up. La Liga, so moving on to Spain. Here are the games, and very quickly, because we have one game today. So, here are the odds. I'll try to be faster now. Cadiz against Betis. It's this one. Cadiz number 7, Betis number 4. And we have 302 to 64. Now, good odds for Betis. The problem is that Isco is not available. So for that reason, I have some doubts. Because Ayoze Perez won't play, obviously, and Isco has a knee injury. Now I don't know how that will affect Betis. I mean, Cadiz very poor team. They are 18th in the table, relegation zone. Betis is 8th. Cadiz at home, 2 wins only in 11. Betis away, also 2 wins in 11. So this may be a draw. Backing Betis without Isco, I don't know. Laying Cadiz at 3, probably also not. So overall, that will be a no. Alaves, Villarreal, similar category teams. The market favors Alaves by 0.5, which is maybe more than I would expect, but it's not something that I'm going to argue with. Alaves, 11th in the table, 26 points. Villarreal, 24 points. Yeah, Alaves playing at home, they have an advantage. In general, it's fine. Real Sociedad against Osasuna. Here, obviously, number 4, number 6, 2 categories difference. Real Sociedad at home, 187, and 5. Not 5. 5. So it's okay. It is fine. Now the big one, Real Madrid against Girona. Now, here. It's funny, right? Because, Real Madrid at home. They are facing Girona. So first against second, 56 points Girona, 58th Real Madrid. Real Madrid drew with Atletico, in the last game. Girona drew with Real Sociedad, 0-0. Dovbyk, I think, will be available. Girona, they lost the game 3-0, the first one. And Real Madrid was one, around even money, to win that game on Estadio Municipal de Montilivi in Girona. But now it's Santiago Bernabeu. And Santiago Bernabeu, they are 1.45. And I would argue that Girona is 6.42. So would you say that Real Madrid is 4 times better than Girona? More than that, 4.43. It will be a cheap play. I will definitely check this further. I don't think Girona's chance of winning is only 15%. But that requires some further checks. 145, I think it is a little bit too short for Real Madrid. Despite them playing at home, but definitely adding to the watch list. Las Palmas against Valencia is the next one. I'm expecting Valencia to. The market is saying even money. Not even money, but equal teams. Las Palmas against Valencia. It's a question, do we lay Las Palmas? So Las Palmas, they are 9th. Valencia is 7th, and Valencia is on a very good run. Las Palmas at home, 5 wins in 11, but they lost recently to Real Madrid 2-1. Valencia away lost to Atletico Madrid, but defeated Cadiz, defeated Vallecano. Should be an interesting game. The thing is that there is a form difference because Valencia lost 1 in 5, 4 wins, and Las Palmas won only 2. They are playing at home. I think there is a minimal value there. I would expect, despite Las Palmas playing at home, I would expect shorter odds for Valencia. So let's give it a go. Let's check the starting lineups and then decide. But we'll add that to the watch list. And then we were moving on to Sunday, Getafe and Celta Vigo. And here you go. You have number 5 against number 6, and Getafe is 224, 358. And that I agree with, yeah. That I agree with. This is quite okay. And Mallorca against Rayo Vallecano. It's the same story as Alaves Villarreal. 221 we had for Alaves. Here we have 238. But the concept is the same. 345 for Rayo Vallecano. This is nothing to argue about, really. Now the big one, Sevilla against Atletico Madrid, and don't tell me that Atletico Madrid are not favorites here. They are. 349 for Sevilla, 209 Atletico Madrid. So Atletico Madrid against Sevilla, less than 50% chance of winning. Sevilla at home, oh Jesus, 2 wins in 12. Nothing to talk about, really. Atletico Madrid, 4 wins in 11. They drew with Real Madrid, again, I'm repeating that. But before that, they defeated Granada, but they lost to Girona, lost to Bilbao, and lost to Barcelona. So not with the teams of Sevilla's caliber, really. What was the result in the previous game? You can check. So Atletico Madrid, just before Christmas, they won 1-0. And in Copa del Rey, on the 25th of January, in quarterfinals, they again won 1-0. Now, 209 is interesting odds. I'm going to add it to the watch list, especially if these odds go up, like 220, 225, 230. Definitely something that I would take. Sevilla is just not performing well recently, and Atletico Madrid still fighting for that Champions League spot. Yeah, they are 4th, and 4 teams have an automatic qualification in Spain. So they will need 3 points here. Okay, now Barcelona against Granada, not much to talk here, really. 121, 12, 32. And similarly, Athletic Bilbao, Almeria. For me, at the moment, Barcelona, Athletic Bilbao, same category. Athletic Bilbao playing away, so I'm expecting a little bit higher odds. But I am expecting 1.45, maybe 1.5. But the market is generous. They are saying 173, which is quite interesting. Almeria, 0 wins. Yeah, they haven't won a game this season in the league. Believe it or not, 0 wins in 23 games. And Athletic Bilbao number 5. And they are also number 5 if you look at their away games. So it's not that they are struggling away. Almeria, yeah, of course, just 5 draws in 11 games at home. Who did they stop? Well, recently they stopped Betis. It was 0-0. They stopped Mallorca. It was 0-0. And they stopped Girona. Again, it was 0-0. So it's funny because Girona was around 1.9 and they failed to score against Almeria. Yes, so should be an interesting one. 173 is fair for me, so I will add it to the watch list. There is a chance that I will be involved in that one. Okay, so moving on to Italy very quickly. Let's see. We have some games that were not played earlier, but let's see what the card is showing us and what the odds are. Again, let me know, guys, what games you are adding to your watch list, whether your thoughts are the same or they are different. I would love to hear that. Okay, Salernitana Empoli is the first game today, and not something that I'll be involved in. 240, 318, because Salernitana playing at home, same category teams, justified. Cagliari against Lazio, 3-6 and 2.18. Wow, that I wasn't really expecting. Lazio number 3, Cagliari number 6. Really, is Lazio having a less than 50% chance of winning this game? So just to confirm, Cagliari at the very moment 18th in the table, 3 losses in a row. Lazio number 9 and Lazio away number 6. So not that bad. Cagliari at home 15th. They had a nice streak where they didn't lose in 4 games, but recently they lost with Torino 1-2. Excuse me. So yeah, it's definitely something to have a look at. So adding this one to the watch list, 2.18. I would rather expect something like, sorry, just grabbing a sip of tea. I would rather expect something like the 1.8. But we will compare, right? Because we are looking at the colors. We have Bologna against Lecce. Okay, Bologna playing at home, and Fiorentina Frosinone. Again, same story. So we will compare. Of course, Lazio playing away, that will be a difference, but we will see whether the market is consistent or not. But in the meantime, AS Rome against Inter playing at home, I think I agree that they are 1.9. So really, Inter to beat Rome is 1.9 and Lazio to beat Cagliari is 2.18. It's interesting. That one is a no, however. Sassuolo against Torino. Again, in the meantime, we have it here. 333. Torino playing away. Favorites as they are, 2.25. That's a fair shot, in my opinion. Fiorentina against Frosinone. So let's reveal that. So what would we expect? Okay, so if the market was to be consistent and Lazio against Cagliari is 2.18, then Fiorentina against Frosinone at home, we have category 3 and category 6. They should be 1.8, 1.75. They are not. They are 1.52. 6.14, which I think is fair. So 1.52 is fair, but this one is not, yeah. For me, these are the same teams, really. Same categories. I mean, Fiorentina is equal to Lazio at the moment, for me. And Cagliari and Frosinone are pretty much the same. Home advantage and away game would not really justify, in my opinion, 20% chance drop, you know. But that one is a no. We'll see whether Bologna will be 152 or something like that. No, they're not. So Bologna is 171 with Lecce 534. Now, It's crazy stuff, really, because Lecce didn't win any game this season away, any game. Yeah, and Bologna, if you look at the home table, they are 5th. 1 loss only in 11. Thank you very much. I'll take 1-7. Sorry, I mean I'll take it. In these circumstances, I take 1-7. 1-5 is kind of fair. 2.18 is not. That's at least the way I see it. Monza against Verona. Here we have number 5 against number 6. So it has to be more than 152. It has to be more than 1.71. But it's not higher than 2.18. So this is crazy. So in other words, right, the market is telling us that Monza, who is category 5 team, at home has a higher chance of beating Verona than Lazio, category 3 team, away. This is another reason that these 2.18 odds are wrong, in my opinion. 3.77, that is correct. So remaining 3 games, Genoa against Atalanta. Here we have, of course, Atalanta playing away, but yeah. Do I have to repeat myself? Just have a look at that. Lazio, Atalanta, same teams for me. So Lazio, 2.18 to defeat Cagliari. Genoa is for me better than Cagliari. And Atalanta is 209. Yeah, I think I've made my point. This is clearly wrong. And also this one, 1.71. I think that's wrong, especially given the fact that Lecce just is unable to win an away game. Juventus against Udinese. I mean, simple stuff here. 1.42 and 8.24. That's kind of okay. And here we have Napoli against Milan. Milan at home, yes, just below even money. 195 for Milan, I think it's fair. 3.78 for Napoli. Yeah, Milan, definitely a better team. Milan, 3rd place in the table, 49 points. Napoli, only 35, so 14 points less. Number 7. Milan at home, 195 is okay. Perfect. Bundesliga, and I'm sorry because I have a feeling that this video is just longer than it should be. I'm sorry about that, but I think we should. I just spent too much time on Premier League. But again, let's move on, and I really appreciate that you're still here. Okay, Mainz against Union Berlin. We had this one. By the way, I'll just give the odds here. 3 point. Okay. Anyway, that game was already played. Ended 1-1. So here we go. Dortmund against Freiburg. Dortmund at home, and better team than Freiburg. Yeah, 146. Perhaps an exaggeration. 6.33. But from what I know, yeah, Freiburg is really struggling away. They won only 3 away games in 6. Sorry, not in 6. They won 3 in 10. Jesus. So that's the reason, basically. And Dortmund at home, they won 6 out of 10. I won't be going against Dortmund in this one. So this is today, and now Saturday, Augsburg against Leipzig. Leipzig number 2, Augsburg number 4. If this is even money or more, I'm taking it. It's not. It's not, unfortunately. 4.2. Leipzig is 176. Okay. It's fine. Wait a second. I'll be right back. Yeah, sorry. I'm back now. Okay, and moving on. What do we have next? Mönchengladbach against Darmstadt. Yeah, I mean, won't argue with this one. 1.6, 535. Mönchengladbach number 4. Darmstadt. very bottom of the table. 1.6 is a no. But then things, yeah, Eintracht Frankfurt, so this is number 3. Number 5, it's 1.76, which I'm not gonna go against. Looking for something clearer, and I think it's this one. Yeah, Union Berlin against Wolfsburg. For me, Wolfsburg a better team, and the market is saying, yeah, Union is playing at home. They have a very big chance of winning the game. That's a yes for a couple of reasons. Union Berlin, at home, they are 14th. Okay, they've won 3, actually. They won 3 last home games. They defeated Mönchengladbach, they defeated Köln, and they defeated Darmstadt. So Köln, Darmstadt, they are poorly performing teams, so not a big deal. Wolfsburg struggling away recently. They defeated Darmstadt, drew with Mainz, drew with Heidenheim. Overall, Wolfsburg 11th and drawing their games, really 4 draws in a row. Union Berlin only 1 win in last 5. They don't have a higher chance of winning, I think. So that's why it's on my watch list. Werder Bremen against Heidenheim. Yeah, this is 1.85 for number 3 team, category number 3, playing at home. Heidenheim 4.16, fair. Bayer Leverkusen and Bayern München, brilliant. I was waiting for this one. 2.63, 2.48. So what is the market telling us? These teams are equal. What can I say? They are, for me. Now, we could argue that Bayer Leverkusen would probably have a better chance, as they are playing at home. They did not lose a game at home, conceded only 6 goals. And Bayern München lost at home, to Eintracht Frankfurt, that crazy 5-1 defeat. Bayer Leverkusen, by the way, still undefeated. Still undefeated, so it will be a fantastic game. Probably won't decide the championship yet, but it will be a great game. But it's okay. There is if there is value, it's minimal. Okay, I'm not gonna argue with those odds really. And Hoffenheim against Köln is not the last one, price second to last. Hoffenheim, of course, 183 favorites with Köln 407. And then Stuttgart against Mainz, even stronger favorites, 144 725. Which does make sense, doesn't it? Yeah, I'm checking for some comparisons, but I think there is nothing to compare with. There will be next week. Leipzig, Mönchengladbach, Dortmund, Wolfsburg, if categories don't change. Yeah. So anyway, that's a no and that's a no. Definitely a game to watch is Leverkusen Bayern. Definitely a game to trade is Union Wolfsburg, in my opinion. And the lay Union is an entry point. Yeah. Right, this one, Leverkusen Bayern can go either way, and this is what the market is basically telling us, so won't be disagreeing with that. And the final one, my favorite, Liga, which, as you know, is not my favorite. We'll very quickly scan through and see whether there is really something obvious, because I am struggling in this league. And only if there is something very clearly misevaluated, we will take it. So Marseille against Mainz is not. It's 142, 8.14. It's fair. Lens against Strasbourg. Yeah, number 3, number 4, 164, 520. PSG against Lille. Yeah, PSG 161. I'm not going to go against them at home. Le Havre against Rennes. Yeah. Number 4, number 3. The market agrees. 2.17 for Stade de Rennes. Clermont against Brest. This one This one is crazy stuff. 370 and Brest 2.7, 2.07. Really? That will be a yes, because I mean, don't get me wrong. I mean, Clermont are very bottom of the table. I mean, they are 18th. Yeah, so worst team in the league, really, at the moment, and Brest is third. So come on. You kidding me? 207? Less than 50% chance of winning? That one is crazy. Moving on. Lorient against Reims. Yeah, you compare with this one. This is the inconsistency. 3.6, 204. Yeah, so if you agree that Clermont and Lorient are the same, and they are 17th, 18th in the table, you can safely say they are the same. Is Brest and Reims the same? If Brest is third and Reims is 7th, no, they're not. They're not. So that's a no. Sorry, that's a no. But the other one is a yes. Toulouse against Nantes. Yeah, 2.20, 3.32. Not gonna get involved in that. Yeah. And then we have the big one, Montpellier against Lyon. Number 5, number 4. Yeah, it's fair. 305, 2.36 for Lyon playing away. Still favorites. And then Nice against Monaco. I have Nice number 2, Monaco number 3, Nice at home again 2.33, 3.08, which is fine. So that's a no, and that's a no, and this is the only one that I will have a look at. All right. So with that, once again, apologies for this video being a little bit longer than usual. Still, I hope you enjoyed it. Wishing you a great weekend, a lot of green screens, and I'm hoping that I will be able to secure some profit overall after this weekend. So follow my journey on Twitter, X, but also share your watch list ideas and your trades. Yeah. All right. Thank you very much for being here. Thank you for today. Again, enjoy the weekend, enjoy football, enjoy trading. It's Footy Trader from myfootballtrading.com signing out. Bye.